you
What they
guys?
do?
How's everyone doing today? You guys tell me how you're doing today. I am so excited. Today is over. I feel like I have lost a day in my week and I didn't even try to make up for it today. But we're going to make it do what it do.
Oh, I ain't gonna say nothing to you.
Um, how's everyone Labor Day?
I
How's your
was
Labor
Labor
Day?
Day, fam.
Was Labor Day good for you guys? Donna says she's excited. I am doing good. I know you guys don't want to know this, but I'm gonna tell y'all anyway. My daughter hair gets so tangled, just like mine, and it really had gotten tangled to like literally my family thought it was the point of no return. And I'm just happy to say that we have successfully detangled her hair. We have been working on it for weeks. When I say weeks,
Months.
okay, since right before the 4th of July.
Way before the 4th of July.
That's the only time I'm counting. That's when I saw family.
It was horrible, y'all.
It was really bad, y'all. Like embarrassing bad. But oh, we didn't plug it in. Um, but it's good. The clip, the bottom piece. Did you have it? I'll get it. We are successful with the detangling, and I am excited.
We enjoyed our Labor Day.
Okay. You enjoyed your Labor Day?
Yes,
How you gonna speak for me?
we enjoyed our Labor Day because you was with me all day, child. We enjoyed our Labor Day. We went absolutely nowhere.
We went absolutely nowhere this whole weekend.
Nowhere. 3 days straight.
That was so good.
It was. So I really just started getting my mind back into work mode. Thinking, what does the week look like? Who got to go where? What needs to be accomplished? So literally, I just started getting my mind back into work.
I can say I got my mind into work a little bit today because Antonio was asleep and one of his team members was doing some punch lists. So I was checking her work, making sure it was good, making sure she understood what I did for the punch list on Friday. Was it Friday? Yeah, on Friday. So that was probably
Yeah.
that was a good bit.
I got to get a permit for a deck. I built a deck today, a drawing of a deck. That was pretty cool to play with little softwares and things. He gave me my permit for the building part, but he wouldn't give me my permit for the deck because I didn't have the drawing. So I got to do that first thing in the morning. I also got to go to Adamsville first thing in the
Gotta
morning
get
to get
that
a
permit.
permit.
Yep,
So I'll be moving and grooving early in the morning.
absolutely. All right, I'm ready to pour up. Tonight's
Pull
wind
up.
down session is sponsored by Yas Knows Realty. This is Jar Jam with Yas Knows Realty. They are Their slogan is LMAO, let's make an offer. So if you're ready to make an offer, you have a house that you want to make an offer on, and you're afraid that I got to get more than that. You're afraid that it may be too low.
I watch you, man.
She'll still make an offer. So you can contact Yas Knows Realty, and we'll drop her down in the comments in a few, so that way you guys have it. I see some comments over here, and I do not have it up, so let's pull it up. What's up, Sam? What's up, Miss Kathy? Miss Kathy say her holiday was relaxed and easy too.
Yeah, we saved you a little trouble today, Miss Kathy.
Let's go, Sam. What's up?
What's up?
What's up?
Good job, Sam.
I have a friend that if I answer the phone and I just start talking to her, she gets so mad at me, and she's like, I'm gonna need you to talk to me. I'm gonna need you to say what's up to me. I need you to say it the right way. I need all your energy. I'm like, wait, that's just for Facebook and Instagram.
Oh boy, that was up.
All right, you guys ready?
All right, let's roll. Recap. This is our second time talking about rehabs. What did we talk about last time, Ash?
I think I really like Jam Jar. I'm gonna give it a recap, but hold up. I really think I like Jam Jar because it's like a little dry but sweet and red.
I will say it is the best one we've had so
It's
far.
the best one. Jam Jar gives a 4 thumbs up. You do 4 thumbs up? 4 stars.
Four
4 stars.
stars, making your
2 thumbs
own. You
up.
making your
Four
own
stars.
structure. All right.
Kathy says she missed us. Yeah, I almost had us thanks to that Aaliyah. All right. So recap last week when we talked about rehabs, we talked about knowing the difference between your contractor. So knowing what an A contractor is. An A
we
contractor,
did not. We got to go through it. We talked about it last week.
knowing what an A contractor is all the way to an F contractor. We don't recommend you use an F contractor any way, any shape, any form. It's typically going to cost you some headaches, a lot of money, and redoing of work.
And we also gave a couple tools on how to identify a B, C, D, F contract. So
Absolutely.
if you want
So
to go back and watch that video,
you
where is it
can watch
located?
it if you're on IG. You can watch it on IG. You can watch it in the wind down with the Denmark's folder that's on our page. And if you're on Facebook, you can watch it on X Flippers page. All right.
Sounds good.
So tonight we are gonna jump in and understand this is absolutely for you guys. So I want you to ask questions. I want you to, if you don't understand, ask questions. If you do understand and you just want some help with something that you're going through, ask those questions. Let's get it popping for you. Let's make sure you know everything that you want to know. Make sure you like this page, share this page. For every person that's on here, we should see a share. So share it with your friends, share it with your family members, people that you think can benefit from it, people that are looking to grow their business. Share, invite them on this time of night. They may actually be up, so invite them on. All right. So, jumping into contracts, whenever you are working a rehab, whenever you are working with the contractor, make sure you have a contract. Not having a contract is not acceptable in this industry. It's important to cross your T's and dot your I's, have your contract, because sometimes even with a contract, things can go wrong, but at least you have that contract in place and you have those things in place to help you in the long haul.
Agree.
Tonight, we'll talk about a few things that's in our contract. So that way you have a great idea of what should be included in your contract and if you even really have a contract. I know for a long time we thought that we had a contract and it was this one pager and it was absolutely nothing. To now that we try to cover everything there is to cover in our contract now.
Agree.
So the most important thing in your contract is you should have a start date and an end date. All right. Do not have a contract that has no end date. And you guys may think that's funny, but I know several investors where they'll say, I'm going to take this contractor to court. And when we talk about it, they never had an end date to even take a contractor to court. So make sure you have your start date and your end date. That's very important.
The amount for the project. What's the total amount for this project? Are you paying them $1,000, $2,000, $3,000? Um, and also, what is the payment schedule? So there is different ways to do it. You can do an upfront fee. You can do a draw in the middle and an end, or you can just do one fee when they finish.
Absolutely.
It is so important to have that outline because
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
what happens sometimes is if they get caught up or things take longer than normal, they want to come to you for money. But if it's not in the contract and we haven't reached our draw point, we already talked about it. So you can't come to me for money at that point in time.
Absolutely.
I will say that we never give money up front to a contract because we are doing labor and material separate. We pay for our own labor. We pay for it over the phone, or we order it from whatever location we got, and we just give them labor part of it. But I will say, if you are doing labor and material, you have to give them some money up front. The project will not go smooth. Outline it still. Outline how much is given up front. Outline at what point do they get a next draw. Outline at what point do they get 100% of payment. Because there are sometimes you can hold 10% back to after inspection. They can be finished, but you got to close out the permit. So there's all type of ways to communicate this payment situation.
Absolutely. In our contract, we make sure we put that all debris must be cleaned up before getting paid. So the project is not done if debris is everywhere, if things are put on the side of the dumpster instead of in the dumpster. No, everything has to be cleaned and removed. Don't leave your McDonald's cups, your little Caesars boxes in the house. No, all of that has to be removed from the
Your
property.
Modelo beers.
All of your beers, all of that has to be removed before we will even pay that last payment. Um, Another thing that's in our projects is the penalty. So if you do not finish by XYZ date, here's when your penalties kick in, and this is how much they are per day. It's no guessing. So when they come and they're trying to get their money and they're 2 weeks behind, well, now we have a certain amount of dollars and days that we're deducting because you're behind, we've had to push everything else.
So you have to stress to them that everything is on a schedule,
Mm-hmm.
and we'll probably talk about Gantt calendars next week.
Next week, okay.
We'll talk about Gantt calendar, so just write it down to a reminder. But everything is precise. Everything is boom, 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 boom. And if they are messing up and they are pushing things back, they cost them money. And they have to understand that as the longer they take, the more money it's costing you with this project. So you have to hold them to the fire and you have to hold them to their due dates because they will get missing.
Absolutely. Um, if you don't have a penalty, then it's a great chance that they're going to disappear. They're going to want to get paid. The work is not going to be done, and they're just going to get off. So make sure you have your penalties in place ahead of time. Someone asks, do you offer bonuses if contract is finished early? Honestly, we don't offer bonuses, but what we do guarantee is to roll them over to the next project as soon as they're finished. So, like one of our contractors, he finishes in 2.5 weeks every time. So it's kind of hard to offer him a bonus, but I can offer him another house to roll to keep his guys busy. And then we make sure there's enough for him to eat also in it. So although we don't offer bonuses, we pay more because we understand that he's quicker, he's faster, and he's better quality. So we'll pay more than our traditional ones where they can never finish
Yes.
the project. He put that's kind of a bonus thing.
Yeah. In a way. What up, Frank? I see you logged in. Somebody put, are you deducting from their total?
Yes.
Yes.
So with the penalties, we're definitely deducting from their total. So if, let's say, for example, let's say their contract was for $1,000 and it's $50 a day after they're late a week and they're 2 weeks behind. So we'll say 5 days times 50. What's 5 times 50? Is that
5 times 50 is 250.
250. So 250 will be deducted from that $1,000 total.
We don't deduct for weekend days.
Yeah, no
We deduct
weekends
for
at
working
all.
days. So they need to use the weekend to catch up. We kind of give them that grace period. Also, when we make the contract, we usually give them 1 or 2 days of grace.
Yeah, I try to give them about 2 days grace because I understand those KPI factors that we talked about, those key performance indicators. I understand that things happen. It could be a weather issue where they're not able to do the outside work and they're going to be behind on something. So I'll give them a few days when it comes to exterior painting or when it comes to anything. I try to look at what are some things that could slow them up and allow them time to catch up for it.
And 75% of them never know when they're gonna finish. They don't have a good understanding of how long things take that they're doing.
They're always gonna overpromise and underdeliver in that
For
aspect.
the most part, yeah, it's gonna take me 3 days. No, it's not. That's
But
a week job all day, every day.
they don't calculate how many times they're gonna have to go to Home Depot and get them more materials. They don't
Yep.
calculate how many times people are going to on their team need
Not
something,
show up.
not show up. So those things aren't accounted for typically when it comes to a contractor.
Yes. Good questions though.
Those are great questions. What else? Did I answer all of them? Okay.
Yeah.
I always make sure that if it's a large project that I'm getting their insurance information and that I'm being added to their insurance. All right. So I want to make sure that their insurance is still in good standing. So I'm going to call and verify and make sure that everything they're giving me is good. If we've already used them, I'm just going to check every 90 days is usually when we check to make sure all things are still good.
I will say the one thing about that insurance part, and let's say you come across a contractor who don't have insurance, there is something called Next out there where you can get insurance on a week basis, on a daily basis, and pay a small percentage for your projects. So that it's called Next Insurance. If you ever have a contractor who don't have insurance or something is happening, you can kind of build into their price how much insurance will be if they don't have insurance.
That's a great point, Sonia. Um, Tonio kind of hinted on the payment policy. We make sure payment policies are outlined before they even get on the job. We make sure they know exactly when they're going to get paid. They know when we're going to inspect. We are not inspecting after 3 p.m. on Fridays. So if their work is not done by 3 p.m. on Friday, it's not going to get inspected. And it's a good chance at 2 p.m. it may not get inspected. Um,
Next,
NEXT.
NEXT.
Yeah, is the insurance. We are going to, we're definitely not inspecting over the weekends and over the holidays. So, like, we were able to not do anything this weekend because on our contract in the payment policy, it says we do not inspect on weekends and we do not inspect on holidays. No matter what you're going through, we're not inspecting because that's our family time. That's the time that we give ourselves to rejuvenate ourselves, get our minds back on track to start a new week, spend time with our family, and construction is not a part of it at that point.
The only thing that I would probably do on the weekends is pay for some material. I'm not gonna
Mm-hmm.
stop my guys from working. If they need me to pay for material, I mean that's 5 minutes. Hey, I'll pay for some material. I will do that. But at the same time, all these things we're talking about are agreed upon before we even start a project.
Yes.
There is no gray area. There is no, oh, I didn't know that. All the way down from the cleaning lady to the GC who doing $60,000 of work. These things are agreed upon. These are all a part of our basic contract.
Yep. Our contract, the payment policy area also says what forms are they going to get paid by. So don't ask me to give you cash because I can't keep track of cash when I give you cash. I can pay
I
you via
don't.
check or I can pay you via cash app because my bookkeeper checks both of those. But I can't pay you via cash. I can't pay you via MoneyGram. I can't. These are the ways that we pay you, and if we're not in alignment, then we shouldn't do business together. It's simple. So I'm gonna put: do y'all buy materials or allow contractors? It depends on the project. For about 95% of our projects, we buy the materials. We already have a list of all our materials lined out. What our construction coordinator does is our construction coordinator, for the most part, has everything delivered to the projects before they start and in between. Now, there's little things that the contractors need. For example, when it comes to plumbing, I'm not going to know the right size nuts that they need to use, what type of P trap. We're not going to know that.
You talk like you know a little
I'm
construction.
not
Though.
gonna
Look
know.
at
I
you.
do know a lot of
Look
construction.
at
I'm not gonna
you.
know the right size for that. I'm not gonna know for the electrician what type of wires to get, how many feet to get. I'm not. So I expect the tradesmen to be able to go in, go to the pro desk, and then we pay for it over the phone. But everything is tracked through our account so that immediately we're getting an email and immediately we can see the receipt of what was purchased. What we do not do, that's what's up, Ray. We're gonna need that. What we do not do is, oh, it made me lose track. What we do not do.
Let me answer your question real quick.
Okay.
Cleaning lady being the cleaning lady, she get the same standards as the GC. The
Oh,
cleaning lady.
the cleaning
I
lady,
guess I gotta
definitely.
start talking a little clearer. I ain't used to this type of stuff, so excuse my French.
Goodbye. Um. Oh, okay. So what we do not do is we don't pay for tools. So if I get a receipt and I notice that there's tools involved, then immediately we're going to contact them, let them know, hey, we don't pay for tools. We're going to deduct it out of your invoice because we expect contractors to come with their tools. And Tonia's laughing, but there are a lot of contractors that will slide in a tool
Man,
every once in a
they
while.
are good. Like they'll slide in blades.
Quick.
Um, they'll slide in. It's not nothing big a lot of times. It'd be like little stuff. They'll slide in paintbrushes. Close caption, put Cleveland. They'll slide in paintbrushes. They will slide in blades. They will slide in what's something else they will slide in?
The trowel. Just
The
like
trowel. If they mudding, they'll try to slide in some of the troweling tools. So we gotta watch that stuff.
yes, they slide in snacks. You
Snacks.
get
Oh, they gonna do that.
Coca
Oh
Cola.
man. Now one thing about Home Depot, they kind of cut down on Home Depot. Batteries, yes,
Yes.
all that. So yeah, all that. So now one thing I can say that we do every time, and contractors do not like it. I'm gonna tell you right now, they're not gonna like it.
Because it's kind of rude on our end.
It is very rude on our end. But before we pay for anything, we're gonna ask what's on this order. And we might not make them say every detail, but the bulk of it, they're gonna tell us.
If I'm spending over $500, I want to know where am I spending $500 at. The other day, I think it was like a $700 order.
No, it was like
It was
13. It was
1300.
like
Yeah.
$1,300. And we like, what he got? Because he was supposed to get them with some paint and like some little stuff. So we like, well, what he got? He got some paint. He got some.
I think he spent like, was it
It
$200
ended up being like
in
600
lights?
total.
Okay, no.
Yeah, he spent 200 in light bulbs.
He spent 200 light
Like,
bulbs,
bro, we don't need that many light bulbs.
and then they didn't apply our discount. So once they redid it, it went from $1,300 to $600.
They're like, oh, it was a mistake. Now I know it was a big mistake. That's why we ask questions, and they know we're going to ask. And it's not so much to really check what they got, but it's to try to let them know that we're on top of it.
Yes.
Because if you're not on top of it, they're going to get you.
They'll slowly start adding everything.
Hold up.
Jasmine says when it hits $40, that's when she's like, all right, so what's on this bill?
We got one of our contractors on the Zoom right now. Lamar sees, yes, you do check. We ain't gonna lie to you. One thing about it now, we ain't gonna lie now. We're gonna try to give you as much game as we can and prevent as many mistakes as you can from our mistakes.
Definitely.
Because we had them when it came to buying stuff. We bought $60, $100 tools. So just don't make no mistakes. We like Home Depot a lot better than Lowe's because Home Depot tracking system is a lot better. Lowe's will send you the emails, but the way that Home Depot organizes it and sends it to you is so much better to track so much quicker.
It is. It's a lot better. All right. What questions do y'all have so far?
You been going? Time to drink up. We got to drink this one up, right?
Unfortunately.
Who's our sponsor? We got a
shout out to Yes Knows Realty. Yes Knows Realty sponsored Jar Jam. Jar Jam is really good. If you like sweet wine, wines and you like it to be like just a little dry, this is really good. Go ahead and purchase it. It's jar jam. It's a little sweet. It's not too sweet, but then it has like a little dry taste. It's red. It's a red wine. But so far, this has been our favorite since we've been on. So shout out to Yas Knows Realty. If you're interested in making an offer, their slogan is LMAO. Let's make an offer. Yasmin, can you drop your contact information in the chat so that everyone can have it?
We got some stuff coming in. The easiest one was where can they buy jar jam at?
I don't know.
It's jam jar anyway. You
I
be
keep
saying it
saying
wrong.
jar jam. It's jam jar. Good job, Tanya. I'm sure you can buy it from your Publix. I know you can buy this from Publix. Your Whole Food stores. Yeah. Ben said Tarrant Beer and Wine.
Turn up, Tarrant.
All right. Ben put purchasing materials yourself is the only way to go. Not only do you control what's purchased and delivered, but most building supply companies give contractor discounts based on the purchase volume. That discount money saved is your money. It definitely is. We definitely get.
That's another reason.
We definitely get great perks from Home Depot. We get gas, and honestly, and some people may feel differently, but honestly, if I'm paying for it, I should get those. I should get those perks. Like being said,
not the contractor.
Yeah, I should get those perks. All right, someone put
perks. They probably can't see it. I'll just read them. Finish your question.
All right, let me go down. How do you separate materials from the contractor? Oh, so we've been doing it for so long. We know all the materials that we're going to get. So we only ask the contractors to supply us with the labor cost. So how much will it cost them on a labor basis to complete this project? We don't worry about the materials. We're going to use the same materials every time. That's what helps us get in and out of houses with speed, is because our contractors know exactly what the house is going to look like. Our clients know exactly what the house is going to look like. It may change up from color variations, but for the most part, it's going to stay the same. And when I'm saying color variations, I mean it may be all white in this house and it may be gray and white in another house. Like that's the most. You may have a red door in one house, another house you may have a navy blue door, and another house you may have a black door. That's it. So keeping that helps us to control it. It helps our construction coordinator to be able to get things out and move at a pace so that we're not doing 3 to 4 houses a year, but we're doing 15 to 20 to 25 houses a year. Like we scale so much faster when we do everything systematic.
Great. You got some stuff on.
Okay.
Where can I find A and B contractors? So I'm gonna take that question as where can I find contractors?
Okay.
Where I would tell you to start is by referrals. I would say start with referrals. Go to your local meetups. Go to all your local meetings and things of that nature, and ask them, hey, what do you have a contract for this? Do you have a contract for that? And get referrals first. That's where I would start. The second place I would look for contractors is on job sites. When I'm riding around, I'm always stopping, seeing what's going on, who in charge. I'm looking at their work. I'm getting numbers. I'm talking to them. I'm asking prices. I'm always looking for contractors. I would say those are the two things that we never really turn off. Looking for contractors and looking for money. You always need contractors. You need to be 3 deep at every position.
In every position. So what that means is you need 3 GCs, you need 3 electricians, you need 3 HVAC specialists, you need 3 plumbers, you need 3 of everything at the minimum, because anything can happen. Lately, I think it was HVAC. We had one, his son passed away, another one was sick, and then the other one was not the best one, when it came to HVACs. But when you're in 3D, sometimes you have to go in a little
Yeah.
deeper.
For us, our ideal rotation is 5 deep because we're gonna always have 4 or 5 projects going on. So we need to be 5 deep. But if you're just starting, at least 3 deep in every category. If you're going the GC route, at least 3 GCs. If you're going to be the GC, then you need 3 of all the trades that she mentioned so that you always got somebody to pull to. Um, I'm trying to get started. Where should I begin?
Ooh, so I would say first get you some education, Donna. That's the most important thing because in a rehab, I think it's easy to buy a house, but it doesn't mean you're buying it for the right amount. And it's easy to start the rehab, but it's not guaranteed that you're going to stay in budget, and it's not guaranteed that you're not going to get screwed.
Yes.
And when I'm saying staying in budget, sometimes it has nothing to do with the contract. Is why you stay in budget. Me personally, I can run up a budget just because of things that I see in Home Depot, things that I see in Floor and Decor. I'm like, oh, this is new, this is nice. I want to do it, and before I know it, it's like, whoa, you just went over budget $2,000, little mama. Chill out. So it's good to get education so that way you know what your budget is going up front. You know if the house is really a deal, and you know the different exit strategies that you can take. So I would say begin first with education and then find you a house and then jump into it. Let's get started.
Agree.
All right.
You
Hold
got some
up.
more questions?
Yeah,
Like you missed some down here.
I miss them down here. Hey, Ivory. All right. I don't think saws all blades are a crazy thing to charge for. Lots aren't reusable. And that's a good point. However, as a contractor, I expect you to have your own saws and blades depending on what you're doing.
And I'm gonna tell you kind of how I look at it. If you finna go use this tool on somebody else's project when you leave my project, that should be your expense. That's the cost of being a business owner. That's how I look at it. Now, well, some things I might.
What? That's the cost of being a business owner. So, for example, when you're in the office, you're going to use paper. You can't reuse that paper. But as a business owner, you need paper in your office, whether it's messed up or it's not, because that's the cost of what you do. So, from an office standpoint, that's an office supply. That's a contractor supply. In my opinion, that's how I relate it too.
Same way. And if we have a discussion about it, is it possible? Yes. But tell me up front, hey, this is why I need this. This is what happened, and this is what's going on.
Don't try to slide it.
Don't just try to slide it in on. Communicate with me and tell me up front, hey, this is what's going on.
All right. You guys, if you are looking for a property and you want a investor friendly realtor, you can contact Yasmin at YAZKNOWS Realty REALTY at gmail.com. That's Yaz Knows Realty at gmail.com. And her phone number is 205-378-8379. All right.
Let me ask this while you're doing that. Do we give deposits up front or as they complete phases? Normally, you missed that part, Frank. If we are doing labor and material, we'll give a deposit up front. If we're doing only labor, I don't give a deposit up front. We get it done in phases. And most of the time, if it's $1,000 on the job, it's just when you finish. Because I got people coming to my office all day, every day. I don't need you coming to my office for $200-300 all the time. So I try to say 1,000 and under. That's a one-time payment. More than likely, that job is a 2-3 day job. More than likely. Let's just knock that out. I don't got time for my guy to be inspecting all day, every day. We got a whole lot of projects going on. We trying to get in and out, and we trying to get moving.
All right. This one, Cecil said, I want you to buy your own material so that you can keep up with your purchase. It makes it easier on me. And honestly, I think you're right, Cecil. I think most GCs, most contractors will prefer you to buy it because they don't have to get in the bind when it comes to purchasing material for you, purchasing the one you want. Like it makes it a lot easier, smoother when they can just pop up on the job site, have the things they need to do their job, to do their tasks, and then get it done. But if they have to spend hours in Home Depot, because Home Depot and Lowe's turns two items turns into like 4 hours. Just doing two items, you start looking at other items you may need. You start seeing people you know, and you start talking. And before you know it, you spent hours in the Home Depot, and you can't even get those hours back on your project. So
What
I totally agree.
one one thing that I will say is, what do you consider our biggest failure when it comes to materials and contractors and things of that nature?
Biggest will be probably making sure they have everything they need for their speed.
All right, I'm gonna tell you from my standpoint what's one of the biggest mistakes that I constantly make that I don't do no more is trying to be a good guy and go to the store and get what they need. I can't tell you how many times I went to the store for them, bought what I thought was right, took it back to them, and they're like, "No, this ain't what I said." This is why I don't go to the store because I don't know exactly what you need. Go to the store again, especially like with electrical and plumbing and HVAC stuff, those little things. Man, I'm going to Home Depot anyway. I'll grab that for you. Man, you get in there, you grab it, take it back to them. And they're like, bro, this is not what I. This is not what I want.
That's not what I use.
This is not what I use. Well, you should have went and got it yourself. Just go get it yourself. Trying to be the good guy. Now I say we have got before. It's one I ain't gonna ever forget. I paid a guy like $500 to go get me an AC unit. I'm still looking for him for my AC unit. It's been about 10 years, but I'm still looking for him. Every time I see a truck ride by with some stripes on it, I'm watching.
Yeah, when I tell you Antonio is not over this yet, and I hope he never finds this man. And I hope when he finds this man, that he gives this man a hug because he's been looking for him for so long.
I'm gonna find him. I still want my $500 back.
Goodbye.
And I knew better. That's the part about it. I would say I knew better by this time. By this time, I had done got already. But this one stuck me so bad because I trusted him. And I'm like, I'm going to follow you again. He was like, no, I'm going to go do this, do that, and whoop the whoop. And man, he got me, and I was calling him. I knew where he stayed at, too.
He would ride by his house at night, y'all. Like, I would have to, like, literally, like, talk to Antonio. And he was in his 20s then, too, so he really didn't have a fear. And I had to, like, really talk to him and say, dude, like, is it worth it? Is it really worth it? And his wife actually worked for the school.
I ended up talking to his wife, and they hadn't got a divorce. That's why he wasn't never home. But I rolled by a couple times looking for him. I ain't gonna lie to you.
It was pathetic, y'all. It was pathetic. But still to this day, and, you know, I can even say, even not too long ago, we got by a contractor we trust. So never let your guards down. I think that's important. But by a contractor we trust, we got.
And I say we got, but I think he had more medical issues come up than as far as just I don't think he tried to take advantage of us.
He just got sick in the process.
He got sick. It was one of the ones. He was a B contractor. He's a really good contractor, and he's one of the ones that only come to me when he need work. So he's a good worker. He's a good contractor. Got a good crew.
Got a couple of crews.
So I trust him because he's done. I probably done gave him over $50,000. So I wasn't worried about him. He only took $1,000, but he got sick. Ain't seen him since. I ain't really looking for him because he a little older anyway.
And because he's done great work in the past.
He's done great. He's made me a whole lot more than $1,000.
Yes.
Frank had one up there that I wanted to drop on.
It's going too quick. It's not the money. It's the principle for us men. It is. And it's so sad because like I have to really bring him back to reality in life. Like, you getting mad about $500? Seriously?
It don't matter, man. I'm getting better though. I don't give nobody no money, so I've gotten really better on that part. No matter, I done got real strict on that.
Cecil said you should have called him.
It was before you, Caesar. It was like way back, Caesar. So it was before you.
OMG.
I did know better, Zach. I should have done better. But hey, he was offering me a deal, so I'm trying to get a deal, and I got.
So make sure your contracts are in place. Make sure after you have your contract, it has your start date, your end date, it has your payment amount, your penalties, your expectations as far as cleaning up, what your expectations are, when you pay out, what their insurance info looks like, um, how you pay out. Make sure after all of that, you have your payment schedule, whether you're doing it on days. If you finish this amount of work, you get paid this. List those items. Let's not leave anything for interpretation. List those items exactly what they are, because people say what's understood don't have to be, no, it needs to be stated.
I like telling about my failure. We tell you all the time, you ain't failing, you ain't trying. So I'm gonna tell you what a recent failure about 5 months ago. I hired a contractor. He came in, he did a good job. And on my scope of work, I had scrape and paint ceiling because it had popcorn. So we already agreed on the price, and he came back to me. He like, well, Papa, you didn't tell me to skim coat the ceiling. And I'm looking like,
what you mean?
Dude, what you mean? Everybody knows
no other way to do
it. If you scrape the popcorn, you gotta skim coat it. But in actuality, he was right. I did not put scrape, skim coat, and paint. I assumed, and I was fasting, and I left it as a gray area. So even though he charged me a change order, it was my fault in the end.
And we'll talk about change orders next week. What are change orders and what they look like? I'll make sure I jot that down.
What you gonna do now? You got something to talk about?
No, I want to kind of finish on that. So you got your payment schedule, you got your payment expectations, you got your list of when you're going to pay them and how you're going to pay them. The next thing you want to do is include your scope of work. Include what it is that they're going to be doing. Don't just walk through the house and say, yeah, I need this completely remodeled. I need it to look like these pictures. Because these pictures don't tell the details of the story. So I know you see it on HGTV. They have charts and they have pictures. We want this room to look like this. That crap doesn't happen in real life, okay? Don't try that, okay?
I'm the story man. All right. So we had a call a couple weeks ago, and we was talking about good and bad contractors. And the lady was like, I hate contractors. Blah, blah, blah. She was like, we showed him the picture of what we wanted. He didn't give it to her. So once I dug into it, I said, what did you show him? What did you want? She wanted black windows. In the picture, they had brand new black windows. But her contractor just painted the old windows black.
To get to it.
To get her what she wanted in the picture.
That's exactly what he should have did.
So, go.
So, those things have to be outlined. Like, because from a contractor perspective, I don't know if you want to spend full price on getting brand new windows. I surely don't think you want to wait 8 weeks for new windows to come in because it's out of stock right now. You have to order them and they already behind. So I'm gonna paint the windows for you. That's the first logic.
That's what most people do.
That's what logic tells me, to paint the windows. But that's why it's important, and you need to also include that in your budget because you got to go looking for the windows.
Yes.
And making sure you measure, making sure you have the right size as an investor. So don't take anything for assumption. Make sure your scope of work are thorough. Make sure they're detailed, and it really states what you want. If you want crown molding put up in every room, make sure you say you want crown molding put up and you want it caulked and painted. Otherwise, they're going to put crown molding up and it's going to be primed but not painted or caulked with space. So, like, be very detailed, and it's not their fault. Hit that real quick. It's not their fault if you don't tell them what to do. Like, that's really your fault.
Nugget. I would say a nugget is when you walk through a project with your contractor, have the scope of work written down, and give him the freedom to ask questions and make changes so that everybody's on the same page. If there's something on there that's he see, say, hey, I need you to tell me what you see. Hey, I need you to give me advice because I'm leaning on you. Even after 100 rehabs, I'm always going into the project telling me what you see. This is my potential scope of work. Tell me what you see. Is there any kind of gray areas you see on this paperwork? Hey, redo the deck. Are you replacing the wood, the bad wood, and painting it? So gray areas are going to be in there. That's how they make a lot of their monies with change orders. Print out that scope of work on paper and have room to add to it just in case you miss some stuff because you're going to miss some stuff. If I go into a house 3 times, like on that third time, I see different stuff.
You see things you have never seen.
Never seen before.
Typically, my punch list is never ending. Like, there's things I see the first time, and I'm like, oh, yeah, these are obvious. They're like the obvious ones. And then the second, even if I go back that same day, I'm going to have a completely different punch list where the contractor sometimes think, like, Ash, you got to put all these damn blue tapes everywhere. Listen, I stepped back from another angle when I saw all this. I looked at this angle and I saw this. So I needed you to know.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. But that's really important. Are we missing anything else when it comes to contracts?
I think we're kind of good tonight. Any questions you got? Any projects you got going on? Situations you want to talk about? I mean, we here. We going to tomorrow is going to be on
credit.
We'll probably talk a little business credit tomorrow. So that we'll talk about that tomorrow. If you want to watch the other things that we did,
you can watch some on YouTube, and then I think the last 4 are on YouTube, on our YouTube channel, the Denmarks, and then the others are on Antonio's page, X Flipper.
Gotcha. You didn't mention this in there. I'm gonna read Frank's comment, and then I'm gonna also tell you something else that's in our contract that you don't have on there.
Okay.
He put, not sure of y'all laws, but be careful buying material and giving contractors start time to get on the job. They can be considered employees. I agree with you, Frank. That is a gray area. I will say one thing that we try to do to combat that is we have them sign an independent contractor agreement.
Yes.
That's also in their contract that says they don't work for us and they are independent contractors.
And they get 1099 at the end of the year.
Now, will it hold up if we go to court? It'll be a he said, she said type thing, but we at least will try to protect ourselves with that independent contractor agreement to where they're not working solely for us also.
Good job.
I appreciate that, Frank.
All right. 2 things. If you guys are interested in sponsoring one of our wind downs, you can DM us to be a sponsor. You can either DM Antonio, you can DM the Denmarks, whoever it is that you want to DM. We'll all get it, and we can promote your business as one of our sponsors for our wind down, one of our wind down sessions. Sam said
you said 2 things.
The second thing is I want to, once I answer all the questions, I want to do the giveaway for X Flipper Academy.
All right. So we're going to give away a free access to our X Flipper Academy tonight. So there's going to be a lucky winner. Sam had a question that came up. Sam, we having a property for rental in 35228. Property has hardwood floors, but the previous owner painted the floors and the paint is chipping off. I don't want to spend too much money. Should I have gone with vinyl sheet or LVP? Personally, I would have went carpet in the bedrooms, and I probably would have tried to
repaint the wood.
If it's a rental.
Yeah.
Repaint it, or it depends on how bad it's chipping. You could have sanded it up. But I would say between sanding and LVP, it really ain't no big price difference. It's just more of what you like. LVP, in my opinion, it would have gave you a cleaner look than your hardwood that was redone from being painted because it's gonna take a lot. But either way it go, I would have put carpet in the bedrooms, and if it was a rental, I probably would have repainted it with a different paint than just the paint that they was using.
Or a dark. I like to do a dark paint if I'm going to
Yes,
paint
we
it
like to paint it dark
like
black.
black or chocolate,
Hmm.
so that it still gives that hardwood effect.
And it
And
looks like ebony a little bit.
yeah, that sounds like you was talking about a person. All right, all right. Any other questions before we give our lucky? Before we do the giveaway for our lucky winner?
Let's go. Who's gonna be lucky tonight?
Um, Shameless plug. This Wednesday, we're having our property walkthrough at our Trustville property at 136 Skyline Drive. The property walkthrough starts at 11:30 a.m. It lasts till about 1 p.m. Come walk through it. Let's see what we did on the rehab. Let's see what our numbers were. Um, I really want you to see how we changed it from a 2-2 to an open floor plan 3-2. I think you guys will really like it. I'm working on my final punch list for it. I did a punch list on Friday. I'm sure I'm gonna need a punch list tomorrow, and I'm sure on Wednesday that'll probably be my last punch list before it hits the market. Why so many punch lists? You don't see it until you do it, honestly. Um, so yeah, come check us out. Let's talk. Let's talk rehabs. Let's talk numbers. Let's talk property info, and let's get your questions answered. Let's get you off the sidelines and into the game.
What's up,
I
Coach
think that's the
Simmons?
most important thing. Let's get you off the sidelines and into the game.
You ready to
Hey,
do lucky winner?
PM. I'm ready to do lucky
Let's go then.
winner.
Who's gonna win tonight? How you feeling tonight?
All right, so I have loaded it. I'm gonna let you guys see it. Reset the wheel. Can y'all see that? It's a little. Well, I see my hearts. Y'all see it. Y'all
They
see it.
ready,
Let's
boy.
go.
They ready.
Let's go. All right. You want to spin it? I'll close my eyes. You spin it.
One thing you didn't say is we're gonna choose two people.
Definitely. So let's say that we're going to choose two people because just in case the first person doesn't want it, then the second person can do it. But if the person wants it, the first person wants it, then it doesn't go to the second person.
Make sure we say that clear. If the first person wants it, it does not go to the second person. All right.
And the reason why we do that is because a lot of people were tagged by different people. They were tagged to be entered into the drawing. So if they don't have the time and the commitment to dedicate to it, then we'll allow the second person to do it. Although it's free, it's not free when it comes to time. Others are paying a significant amount to be in our class.
Agree.
So we want to make sure that the person that gets it, although it's free, they're committed and they're willing to work hard and do what it takes to be in the class. All right, so you're asleep now, so let's reset you. Get all your. I hate when the ads come up.
Dun, 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 dun,
You let
dun,
it go to
dun,
sleep.
dun. We gotta kill this.
You're the only one that's empty.
Gotta kill this.
All right,
You can't go back to the food.
we back on it. We've reset it. It has nothing. First of all, I'm full. Why would you do that? I'm not drinking that. All right, Tanya, hit the button.
Hit the
Hit
button.
the middle. Michael Drayton.
Michael Drayton is the lucky winner.
Michael Drayton. All right, let me write Michael's name down so I don't forget. Let me take a screenshot. Bam. All right, who's number two?
Number two.
Donna Bridges.
Donna Bridges.
You are number two.
Oh,
Yay.
Donna.
So Donna, if Michael doesn't want it or he doesn't have the time and the commitment for it, then it will go to you. we will make sure we reach out to Michael in the morning. So that way we can let you know. Our first class starts
Frankfurt, I'm here.
on September 11th. Our first class starts September 11th. If you're interested and you want to be a part of our class, send us a DM. What I'll do is send you information to get into our master class this week. And from our master class, we can see if we'll be a good fit for you to join X Flipper Academy. All
Only
right.
2 spots left.
Only 2 spots left. And I'm excited.
Let's go, man.
All
Thank
right.
y'all for coming out tonight. See y'all tomorrow night.
Thank you for joining us. As always, have a wonderful evening. We hope you guys are wound down, and we will see you guys tomorrow, same place, same time. Peace.
Peace.
Love you guys.